A whistleblower's stand against injustice, unraveling the Trump administration's legal battles. In a bold move that has sparked both admiration and controversy, a former Justice Department lawyer, Ares Reuveni, has stepped forward as a whistleblower, joining forces with legal advocacy group Democracy Forward to challenge the Trump administration's contentious policies on immigration, poverty alleviation, and civil rights. But here's where it gets controversial. Reuveni, a 15-year government lawyer veteran, was fired after exposing what he claims were attempts to mislead federal judges and ignore court orders in deportation cases. This is the part most people miss. His allegations are backed by emails and text messages among government lawyers, revealing a rush removal of over 200 migrants to a maximum security prison in El Salvador. Reuveni's decision to work with Democracy Forward is rooted in his belief that this is a critical moment for upholding the rule of law, democracy, and the rights of all individuals in the country. He filed a whistleblower complaint, accusing senior official Emil Boftry of suggesting the department ignore court orders to expedite migrant deportations. Both denied these claims in Congress, but Reuveni's account raises questions about the administration's commitment to judicial integrity. The controversy deepens as Reuveni reveals he was pressured to sign an appeal brief falsely labeling a mistakenly deported migrant as a terrorist, despite lacking evidence. His refusal, stating, "I didn't sign up to lie," led to his administrative leave and eventual termination. This incident highlights the ethical dilemmas faced by those within the system, prompting a federal judge to call Reuveni as a witness in a contempt proceeding against the administration. Trump's global moves, peace in Ukraine and AI revolution. Shifting gears, the Trump administration is making waves on the international stage. U.S. Army Secretary Daniel P. Driscoll is in the UAE for talks with Russian envoys regarding President Trump's peace plan for Ukraine, aiming to end the four-year conflict. However, the plan, initially a 28-point proposal, has been criticized by Ukraine's European allies for being negotiated without Ukrainian involvement. As of Monday, it has been reduced to around 20 points, setting aside some of Ukraine's red lines for future negotiations. In a different arena, President Trump signed an executive order launching the Genesis mission, an AI-driven initiative to revolutionize scientific research. This mission will utilize federal scientific datasets to train AI models, automate research, and accelerate breakthroughs. The plan involves using supercomputers from the country's 17 national labs and eventually building more computing infrastructure. Tech giants like NVIDIA, AMD, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and Dell are already on board, constructing facilities within the national labs. While some data will be shared with AI companies, the government promises to withhold sensitive information to protect national security. The Muslim Brotherhood, a terror designation debate. In a move that has sparked international debate, President Trump signed an executive order taking steps toward designating parts of the Muslim Brotherhood as foreign terror organizations. This action, which would impose travel and economic restrictions, resumes an effort from his first term. The order directs cabinet officials to submit a report and take appropriate action against branches in Egypt, Lebanon, and Jordan, citing their involvement in conflicts with Israel and support for Hamas. However, the justification for targeting the Egyptian branch is vague, referring to a senior leader calling for attacks on U.S. partners without specifying the individual or statement. This lack of clarity has raised questions about the administration's motives, especially given the political opposition the Brotherhood poses to authoritarian leaders like Egypt's President El-Sisi, whom Trump once called, "my favorite dictator." The terror designation has divided opinions, with some regional allies benefiting from it, while others, like Qatar and Turkey, oppose any harsh actions against the Muslim Brotherhood. Right-wing influencers, including Laura Loomer, an informal Trump advisor, have criticized the order for not targeting the entire organization, suggesting Qatar's influence may have played a role in the administration's decision. Legal setbacks and appeals, the Comey and James cases. In a significant legal development, a federal judge dismissed criminal charges against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, ruling that the prosecutor appointed by President Trump, Lindsey Halligan, was unlawfully installed. This decision, a major setback for Trump's efforts to punish perceived foes, has led to an immediate appeal by the Justice Department. The judge's ruling centered on the unorthodox appointment of Halligan, who, with no prior prosecutorial experience, indicted Comey and James within days of taking office. The charges against Comey involved alleged lies to Congress, while James faced bank fraud accusations. The dismissal, without prejudice, allows the government to potentially refile charges, setting the stage for a Supreme Court battle over constitutional authority. As these legal dramas unfold, the Trump administration's actions continue to spark debates, from immigration policies to international relations and the boundaries of executive power. The public is left to ponder the implications of these decisions, inviting a spectrum of opinions and discussions on the direction of the nation.